I am Pauline Mkalipe. I was born in Alexander Township. I was the firstborn child of 4 children, and I had 3 brothers. Unfortunately, my 3 brothers who come after me passed away. When I was 8 years old, both my parents passed away, and I was raised up by my maternal grandmother. My maternal grandmother, being a woman of that time, one would have said wasn't very literate, but surprising that she could, self-taught, she could read the paper, she could read her prayer book, and she instilled in us a scholarly thing. Like, for example, then people read the Rand Daily Mail and the Star. And she would send us out in the morning to buy the Rand Daily Mail. In the afternoon, when we come back from school, my brother knew he had the task to go and buy the Star. And she would force us to read to her what was happening. And then we all went to the local Catholic school in Alexander, which was run by the nuns. After matric, we matriculated, I was sent to St. Francis College in Mariannhill to do my teacher training. Well, then we didn't have much of a choice. It was either you're a teacher, a nurse, or a social worker. So I opted to be a teacher. Then I studied for 2 years at Mariannhill and came back and taught at my old school. Just to go back to say, in 1955, that was when Bantu education came in. But fortunately, I wrote my matric exactly in 1955. So I went to teacher training in 1956. So I didn't get tainted by then called Bantu education. Like I said before, I came back and taught at my old school. Then for some luck, there was a scholarship from Italian Catholic Women's Organization. There were 2 scholarships. I was lucky to get the one. And I then went to Italy in 1961. I stayed there and I did a degree in the social sciences. When I came back home, obviously I had to have these qualifications certified, and the qualifications were certified at the honors level. And then I did a master's degree with UNISA on black women in the clothing industry. Just to go back a bit to say, when I came back from Italy, I worked for South African breweries. They needed sort of a junior researcher because breweries then was doing a study on the social effects of beer drinking or drinking. But the job with breweries didn't last long. I met a lady at breweries, Yetta Glass, and she told me about the vacancy at NIPR. And that's how I landed up at NIPR. When I got to NIPR, there was Sally Hall. I think Sally was a sociologist. But most of the work done in that department were the social research aspects in the work. For example, they had surveys where we would go out into the factories, judging on absenteeism, how the people feel about their work, all those work-related or people-related issues that were found in the companies. Sometimes the company themselves would initiate the project and ask NIPR to come and do it. and then that we would go. I loved it because it also gave me the occasion to travel, like going to Gutub Textiles, going to Newcastle then, and also the background of the working person in the factory. It was quite beautiful. The team of people that we worked with also were quite helpful because there were young males in there. The eldest, I think, was a guy named Victor Tisani or something. But it was a good team because we would travel together and board with the people, because then the lodging places, hotels and things were not yet open to us. So the factory that we visited would always make sure either we stay in the teacher's house or the factory supervisor's house in the township or things like that.